Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this really special interview that I am doing today with my beloved friend and colleague, Peter Carter. Peter, it's so lovely to have you with us. Thank you for joining us here at Guiding Star Astrology.
My pleasure. It's great to be here.
Now, Peter and we have known each other for quite some time now, and Peter is a transference healer in the town where I live. Do you want to just give us a little bit of background to what you do, Pete?
Yeah, so transference healing is a seven-dimensional frequency modality, so it helps us to start to get into the etheric patterning of where we're holding wounding and we're holding energies that we're wanting to release. So it helps with people when you're feeling anxious, you're feeling unwell, you're wanting to shift further into your growth and expand into your light. This is a beautiful modality that helps you to clear these energies so that you can start to live your purpose on life in the world. Yeah.
And it works with chakras and energy.
So it works with like elements, light, sound, geometry, alchemy. So we run these beautiful like geometry into the body. We're running light into the body. We're running color into the body to help to shift these distortions that can be held within the body from this lifetime and past lifetimes as well.
Fantastic. And it also utilizes the planetary energies as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It utilizes the planetary and certain power symbols as well from alchemy and also color as well. So when we're running these healings, afterwards you expect that you may have some initiations that help you to really become conscious of things that you've been lying dormant in your system. And then once they come into consciousness, it enables you to actually start to release this patterning that we've created, defense mechanisms to keep us safe, but it's now time to start to evolve.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So Peter brings this wonderful energy to a special event that we are going to be putting on together for Solstice. It's not actually on the day of Solstice. It's on the 24th of June here in Australia. We didn't do it during the actual solstice because that's the middle of the week when everybody's at work and of course nobody is then able to attend. So we made it the Saturday after solstice that we're having a special solstice celebration and a day of restoration. And we chose that phrase, day of restoration, because we want to restore our souls after a lot of the upheavals and difficulties that we've been through, particularly in the last 3 years. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, Pete, the restoration side?
Yeah, so the restoration, so it just feels like sometimes we feel like we're getting really pushed to clear a lot of stuff for ourselves at the moment, and it's so important for us to bring in this elemental light to help to stabilize us and create that sense of calm and inner peace and joy. So it's so important because if we're not taking that time to nourish ourselves, we're going to become really depleted, and that can end up being come through with physical symptoms like feeling sick, having pain in our body, having levels of anxiety there, and just not coping with the day-to-day life. And so this beautiful restoration, we're going to be using these beautiful modalities that Peter, myself as well, Kesenya and David are going to put together so that people have a pathway forward. So on the day, you're going to receive all these beautiful healings that's going to actually help to shift these distortions out of your actually etheric body and clear through your physical body. But you're also going to gain tools that you have a deeper understanding and knowledge of how to put them into a daily practice so that you have, knowledge is the key, and that's what you're going to receive as well. But you are going to feel very restored. You're going to feel like you're connecting with like-minded people, and a lot of healing is going to take place. And Dave is going to be doing a beautiful didgeridoo meditation at the end with me playing the sound bowl. So it's just going to be delicious. Your body and soul is just going to be fed.
Delicious is a great word for it. We might talk through all the different offerings that we are giving on this special day in just a second. But before we get to that, I want to mention that if you would like to book in, if you live in central Victoria or southern New South Wales or all over Victoria, if you want to travel, we're holding this event in central Victoria, Australia. And if you want to book in, I have 2 of these fabulous astrological planners to give away to the next 2 people who book in for a session, and the booking link is in the description below. So head there, book in, join us for this very special healing and restoration event in line with Solstice. Now, I'll just mention about this planner. It's a Magic of Eye planner. So many of you will have heard of Magic of Eye. This is a yearly planner. It's leather bound, absolutely gorgeous with all astrological dates, room to take notes, key events astrologically that are coming up. And there's a wonderful section at the beginning of this book, because it is like a book. It's very much a reference book with all moon phases and discussions about different elements and planetary days and the moon phases. It's just got so much information. It is going to blow your socks off. This alone is worth signing up for, let alone all the other bonuses that you're going to get by joining us at our Solstice celebration and Day of Restoration event. We've chosen to do this at Solstice because in Australia, it is winter solstice. I know in the Northern Hemisphere, it's currently summer solstice, a wonderful time for celebrating in the Northern Hemisphere. But in the Southern Hemisphere, it is winter. And what has happened since the previous solstice that we have had in December is the days have been growing shorter. We've been going through a contraction phase in the Southern Hemisphere. The opposite is true in the Northern Hemisphere. So there's been very much a period over the last 6 months of going inward, reflecting, refining who we are at an inward level and dealing with things internally. That's what contraction is all about. It's going within. At the turning of the sun's path, which is what solstice is, and I talk a lot about this in my astrological videos, at the turning of the sun's direction, when it's at the Tropic of Cancer and changing direction, heading back the other way towards the Tropic of Capricorn, we have a period where from now on, for the next 6 months in the Southern Hemisphere, the days are going to get longer. And so we're moving into a period of expansion and taking things from within to without, going out, putting ourselves out there in the world, feeling outwardly connected to our communities and connecting with like-minded people and looking to put our knowledge, our wisdom out there in the world. This is a very significant turning point, and that's why we wanted to celebrate this now. In the Northern Hemisphere, they celebrated Saturnalia, Saturnalia, big festival from the ancient times that was celebrated at the Northern Hemisphere winter solstice because it marked the end of harvest and then this time of winter that we were that people would go through to sort of use all that they gathered into themselves during the previous 6 months and see them through winter and then move into those brighter days like I've just talked about. But of course, Saturnalia is celebrated in December because it's a Northern Hemisphere event. But this June solstice is like our Saturnalia celebration in the Southern Hemisphere. So if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's an important celebration. Saturnalia was one of the biggest celebrations that was held in ancient times. It was raucous and a time when we changed roles from servant to master and master to servant, and there was a real changing of energy, shifting of energy that occurred with the Saturnalia celebration. So in essence, June solstice in the Southern Hemisphere is like the Saturnalia celebration for the reasons that I've just mentioned, that shifting of energy, that changing of direction, and the moving from contraction to expansion. So a very, very special time energetically, which is why we wanted to put on this very special celebratory energetic event. So what are you going to get in coming to this event? Well, we're going to begin the day by having a breathwork meditation to get us all grounded and into that peaceful state, connecting with the body through a breathwork meditation. And I don't know, you've done breathwork, I've done breathwork. It's a visionary process where you can get messages from the divine that speak to you, that inspire you as you learn to breathe and bring breath into the whole body. Did you want to talk about breathwork at all?
Yeah, it just centers you. Like I find when I've done the breathwork, I love it because it really helps you to delve into your body, but also what maybe lying there dormant that is needing to be released. So it can take you on a journey itself, really, can't it? You can have moments where you're just feeling like, in ecstasy, and then there's other moments that you're like, here comes a deeper wave of emotion, but I'm needing to clear it. But it does also just help I've always found it really helps to allow me to come back into my heart and myself and ground and center me. So,
yes, and I've often had messages from the divine in breathwork sessions that really speak to me where I'm at in my life journey at the moment. So it's a very powerful tool for connection with the divine realms. Following the breathwork session, we're planning on having an alchemy and gridding process that you're going to be leading. Do you want to share a bit about that?
Again, this just helps us to be, what we're wanting to do is open you up so that when Kesenya and David are doing their beautiful part, you're going to be taking on all this knowledge. So what we do is we place you in this grid and we place alchemy symbols etherically on your body, and that helps us, and they'll be divined actually for everyone that's in that space. And it helps, and there's planetaries, there's power symbols. It actually helps to release patterning that's been held within our vibrational etheric body. It also helps us to, it can clear physical elements, emotional elements. It just is like someone is working on you but they're not touching with their hands, and it's a beautiful way to set you up so that you're feeling like you've been able to let go of something and dropping into a state of feeling calm, relaxed and lighter. Yeah.
Beautiful. And don't we all need a bit of that?
Yeah.
Following that, the plan is, and it may vary on the day, but the plan is that we will then move into a session of esoteric acupuncture healing with Peter Bailey. Not this Peter, a different Peter will be hosting this.
Yeah, I think we're actually going to have you go next, and then Pete will go after lunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going to be sharing about the idea of balance as seen through the horoscope and the planets, particularly looking at the sign of Libra. That doesn't mean if you're not a Libra that you can't attend. We would love you to be there, but Libra is the sign of balance, and so because this day is all about finding that harmony, finding that balance in ourselves at the turning of the sun's path, then we're going to be focusing on astrology and balance, finding and balance in the chart, looking at balance as a theme in astrology. So we're going to be doing a workshop around that. And Peter Bailey will then be doing the acupuncture, and that's going to be a time of, she described it to us as reigniting fire in the body for winter, because it's cold in Australia right now. I don't know if you can probably hear our heater, wood-fired heater fan going in the background, but we want to stay warm, and it's about, getting the body fired with esoteric acupuncture to what else
well, coming back into the heart, she was also saying, and to create a deep state of calm and peace. And it really is a session that's going to really make you feel restored and balanced. Yeah.
And for those of you who've had acupuncture before, you would know how healing it can be, how relaxing it can be, how much it creates the opportunity to let go of the things you're clinging to that are holding you back. So it's a beautiful energy that we'll be experiencing. Then we are also having a session with David Warner Matheson, talking about the recovery of self through understanding the deep ancient knowledge of the myths. And so this is a wonderful workshop that you don't want to miss. David's an internationally recognized speaker, and he's a brilliant mythologist and esoteric knowledge keeper. So you want to join us for that alone is going to make, such a special impact on your life, to understand to walk away with a tool such as the understanding of the myths that can help you going forward. And as we've talked about, these sessions that we're providing all in the one day are going to provide you with tools that you can take forward to help you not just on the day but going forward into the weeks and months ahead after this session. So David is providing this beautiful knowledge about the ancient understanding of myths and how they apply to us in our daily lives. And to conclude, we're going to then have a session of sound bowl, as we talked about, singing bowl, sound bowl.
Crystal sound bowls,
meditation with didgeridoo, which is, for those of you who don't know, an Australian Indigenous instrument, to meditate and come together. Now, all of this is included in the price, plus you also get a beautiful lunch provided for you as well. So it is a wonderful day of connection, of meeting like-minded people, and of doing some amazing healing practices to balance ourselves and restore ourselves. So, Peter, did you have anything you wanted
No,
to add?
I was just going to say I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun as well. But our mission, why we came together, is it's like even taking from what's happening in our personal lives as well. It's like we, just as a collective, you feel that the people are looking for something more these days. They're wanting to be able to move from this to expand and to be able to seek and connect with like-minded people, and that's what we're wanting to do, is bring together. But we also want to just provide you those tools because we always want to feel more balance in our life. We want to feel more moments of peace and calm, but knowing also to have tools that when we have initiations or things coming towards us where we're needing to be able to have the courage and strength to move through it, you'll have those tools to be able to do that, so that any situation that comes up, it's like, I've got this tool belt that's going to help me to move forward in life. Yeah.
Which is something that we all need, So I'm excited to be there at this special event. Peter's going to be there. We can't wait to connect with you and share this lovely solstice energy together that's going to help us grow into the next 6 months and be powerful and attract more goodness and abundance and prosperity into our lives. So come join us. Sign up quickly to get your astrological planner. I mean, I think this is valued at, what was it, $50? So it's a bargain when you're getting it for free. Yeah, I know. I want one.
I want one too.
That's it. So do come join us. The link is in the description below. A big thank you to Peter Carter for joining us for this session to talk all about this event and her amazing work. We can't wait to share this time with you. We'll catch you at the Solstice celebration and Day of Restoration this June 24. See you there.
Thank you. See ya.